Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today it's the big one, the Netherlands. I did so well last time, 24,998, and then at the last minute just lost it by 2 points to not get the perfect score. So I'm back with a vengeance. I'm really excited about this. I really enjoyed playing the Netherlands map last time, and so I hope you're looking forward to joining me along for the ride. Look, I'm going to give myself no time limit, so this could take a while, but nonetheless, let's start the game and see how we do. I've got my pad of paper next to me here, so that that we can note down, some things with. Right, this is going to be a little interesting trying to place us on the road eventually. Got to remember that. Te huur is to rent. Let's just try and see, maybe there is this bigger building in the middle here. So that's what I'm going to go with. Looking left and right, it seems we're sort of, well, for want of a better phrase, equidistant down the street. The street goes north-south, and the building is on the eastern side of it. There's a great big building, and we're sort of in the middle of that, aren't we? So, without further ado, let's get to the end of the road and see what we can find. For some reason this feels like The Hague for me. I'm already going to call it. I'm going to say we're in The Hague. I did just see a street sign. That's what I'm trying to capture. Yes, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for Mauvestraat. M-A-U-V-E-S-T-R-A-A-T. Mauvestraat. Okay. Does it say anything else there out of interest? No, it does not. Okay. So, look, and we're also conveniently by a main road, and we've come out to the bottom of this park, and it's on the south. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hazard a guess that I already know where this is. Believe it or not, I'm going to get in there and at least just check something out quickly. I think we're in The Hague. I know this because I spent some time as a kid growing up there, so it's not a completely wild guess. I think we're by the Malieveld, which is just a big field, and we're on one of these streets. I'm just think I recognise it. And there it is. Mauvestraat. Look at that. I just knew it. Oh, I'm thrilled with that. Mauvestraat is right here. So now we don't have to mess around really, do we? This is why getting the building is so critical. We've emerged onto, just to be clear, we've emerged south onto this Benoordenhaalsterweg. And this is obviously sort of a main road that takes you around The Hague. And what I recognise, just to be clear, is the view out to our west ever so slightly. If I look out there, as you can see, there's these huge kind of fields and so on. This is a big area of parkland in The Hague, so it's quite if you do live here or have lived here or spent any time here, it's kind of a familiar area, really. Anyway, Mauvestraat. Now, what side of the road? We said it was on the east side of the road. Was that big building? Didn't we? It's funny. There's a great big gap here, which I don't think existed. Enough talking. Let's go back to the start and see what we can triangulate. Now, we started looking north, didn't we? But let's go down here. I think we might have just skipped past that great big gap. So, is that true? And what's this? This looks like a bit of a gap. Again, out to the east side, on the east side of the road. Yes, it is. It is certainly a gap. So that puts us a bit further up here, doesn't it? Now, it's funny, I didn't think we were that close to this next intersection. So let's just we're going to have to triangulate, I think. I'll return to the start and just click up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 5, isn't it? It's 5 to the line of the road. Return to start. Face the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we're on the street. Okay, so it's 14 to 5 is the ratio. Now that makes far more sense. I think when I was looking into the distance, I was seeing beyond that intersection up towards this green space up here, so that doesn't actually apply. So now we need to just get the picture, don't we? 14 to 5, or 5/19 of the way down here. Look, this is going to be, it's kind of a funny ratio, isn't it? I suppose that one, but I'm just trying to size it up on my screen with my pencil and see what we can get to there. So we're basically a quarter of the way down the road, aren't we? So where does that put us? Where does that put us? A quarter of the way down the road. I need to get a better ruler. That's what I'm discovering. How can we do this? Okay, well look, it's not going to be perfect, dare I say, but I really want to get this right. Is there anything else that we can see? There is just this little notch on this building here, isn't there? Let's see if we can work with that. That's the building on our to our west. To our west. Again, I get so confused by the compass sometimes, but what's that little notch all about? And the notch, just to be clear, goes away from us? No. It's funny, you see, I don't see that now. I just don't see that. I think that's just a little kind of idiosyncrasy maybe on the maps more than anything else. Let's just go up here, one more. There is a gap in these buildings, isn't there? A gap in the buildings. That helps. I think we're ever so slightly further up. I was rather hoping this building here would be the one that helped us out, but it doesn't look like it is. I think it's going to be this one. Let's see how far. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're maybe fractionally closer. I think we're even more up here the more I do that. I think we're on this line of buildings here, and you can see this building does change ever so slightly here. The architecture becomes different, there's one less floor, and so on. So I think that might be the aforementioned notch. So that's 2 to our left when we're looking this way. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 to line up with the alleyway. 1, 2, 3 back. 4, 5. Yes, that's right. Yeah, 2 to the left, and we're already beyond it actually. 1.5. This is 3 up to the alleyway. So look, I'm going to go for it. Enough talking. Guess time. 5 meters away, 5,000 points. Yes. I'm going to be particular about triangulating there because, yeah, that is how I lost it last time. So I really want to try and do well here. Okay, well, we're at another interesting kind of road section here. What do we have? Looking north, a tiny parkland is off to the west, so park. Then we've got a road which ends in a T-junction, or possibly just goes right. And then also off to the southwest is a area to park one's car, I mean, with a row of buildings. So that should help. This ultimately isn't wrong. The tough one on that other on that last round was that, you know, there's so many the buildings were the same essentially and in one great big row. So, you know, quite hard to triangulate to the middle. That's why I spent some time on it. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we can get out there. So let's just remember that there's a roundabout. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. Oh, can we? Load for me, please. It seems like we might be able to. Is this possible? No. Okay. I can't get out there. I'm going to go back to the start and try in the other direction. Up north. Let's try and get a road name. That's what we want, isn't it? Okay. That's right. So this is Punta 36. I guess that means 36. You know, road 36 or something. Strange name for a road, I suppose, but it's unique, so that should help. So that's 36, and we were on 37. Okay, well, that doesn't necessarily bode well for us figuring out where we are. We might have 30 odd streets to navigate here before we get out to anything major, but let's give it a try. And I'm just going to try and progress out of this, he says, skipping over things already, out of this housing estate. This kind of looks like a main way out to me, so I'm going to try down here. Once again, we're back at a dead end, aren't we? I skip forward too far sometimes. That also looks like a dead end. What's out here? Okay, so we've got a canal. That's good. We've got a canal, and does that mean that we're out of the woods exactly? No, there's some canal, that's all we know. And I'm looking back now south on where I've come from, so the canal runs to the north of the sort of housing estate area. Is this a road at the end of the street? A road that we can use to get out? Possibly. It says there's a bus stop there, so might be more likely that there's buses and so on going through. Get to the end of this one. And my goal here now is to, try and find a main road, basically, is the idea. So that's, and this is exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for. Okay, so now we know. I have a feeling I've come out, well, I don't know really, north and to the west of the whole estate, and we're on a dual carriageway that goes north-south. So let's head south and see what we can see. Looking now for signs, anything really which we can use to start to triangulate our situation. What is this road called? West Dreef. Okay, very good. Well, that's good to know. We're heading south, and we're coming across our first sign, so that's good. This might be all we need, potentially. Okay, so we've got this is the centrum, the Sicken House is the hospital, and the station is the station. Now, what are we looking at? We're coming in towards the ring. I don't exactly know what that means. Ring Road, maybe? Flavorport, Noordersluis, Almere, and Harderwijk. Leestad Haven. That means harbour. The Dutch are a seafaring kind, so you're pretty much always going to have a harbour nearby. Almere. Now those are going to be the big ones, aren't they? So Almere. And we're heading south. There's Almere, and the closer town to us, the closer I think being lower on the list, is Harderwijk. Where is Harderwijk? Okay, well we've got Almere. Not convinced yet on this sign, so let's keep going. But I'm just going to make a note of it. So to the south we've got Almere, Harderwijk. What is that then? In the easterly direction, we've got Centrum. And in the westerly, we've got Lelystad Harbour. That's to the west, so that must mean that we are... Yes, Lelystad Harbour. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Maybe we're on the A6. Maybe we're on the A6 and we're approaching something along the lines of this kind of roundabout. Or intersection. I suspect we're going to be in here, you know. And we've come out Rundeweg or something like that. I don't see it at the moment. Not quite sold on that one, but we're triangulating. We're getting there. Of course, we might be in, like, if you will, the next town up, you know. But we know we're running north-south by quite a margin. I'm just going to quickly zoom in and see those street names were very unique. They were just punter, weren't they? Point something or other. So, and I think, where do we think all that was? Did we say it was maybe on the other side of the road? Like here, for example. No. Okay. Look, enough looking around there. Let's just carry on. Now we're approaching a roundabout. Okay, interesting. So, approaching a roundabout, and off in the westerly direction are two roads with Lelystad Harbour. Yep, we know that. And this road here is called the U.S.A. If. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. That's just phonetic. Hope you'll excuse me. Okay, moving on. Oh, we've skipped round the roundabout now. So now we're on the southerly side. Let's just try and go back there. That would be useful to see those signs. So Westerhof we're still on, and I think we know what these say. They're going to say the same things that were on the sign above, actually, to be honest. So it's just about triangulating ourselves now. We've got the same road out this way, but what I'm really sort of spending time noting now is this is a huge, very widely separated double lane road, and it goes out towards the east. And then to the north of us here, we've got this canal, for example, there. We can see all that is water, isn't it? So, look, we were previously around this, I was thinking we might be around here, but we're not, you know, it might be, for example, somewhere like here. So let's just see if we can get that name. Geldersdreef? Nope. In fact, Oostrandreef rings a bell only because that means eastern route or eastern ring. We are on the Westerreef, aren't we? That's where we are. We should have been able to work that out because of the name, the Westerreef, the west way or the west ring. So now look at us. Now we're singing because we've found these kind of odd street names. We've got here the gondols, which we're not in. We've got here the Jols, or the Jols, which we're not in. But look, we've got the Punters. We're in Punterweg, aren't we? So we were on 36 and 37. There's 36. This is great. 36 is here, turns into 39. 37 took us here. Okay, let's go back to the start. Now, this is 37, and we're going north onto 36. So that's right, and it's slightly northeast, isn't it? Which is exactly what it says here. We've got a little path leading off here to pedestrian way, and then slightly behind us, it bears round more to the south, doesn't it? And that's exactly what happens here. That road bears off there, and then up a bit and around the side of that building. Let's see what it does there. Bears off there, up a bit and around the side of the building. Yes, so this is exactly where we are. It doesn't, there is no toy store here. That is confusing. So let's just triangulate where we are between these houses and call it a day, shall we? Now there's houses to the left of me and houses to the right. But looking at that, that is probably going to be the center line between the buildings, and we are slightly further to the south, aren't we? So I'm going to put myself off the center line about there. Let's go for the guess. Done. 3 meters away. Absolutely fantastic. Next round. Okay, well, we're off to a good start. Don't jinx it. That's me touching wood. And this might be harder all of a sudden. We've got this dappled street here, not much to give it away. Canal by the side, but that might not be on Google Maps. And, you know, all of a sudden, it's looking harder. We've got this little over bridge thing, but only to a field. So, the road is going northeast, isn't it? And southwest, and it's pretty straight. So why don't we head off in this direction? And it bends slightly up. I don't think we're going to be able to read that sign. A lovely sunny day. So we saw that the road had an ever so slight S-bend in it then as we were going around. And then, okay, it terminates in this rather funny intersection. So, you know, that's funny is good because funny means, you know, it looks unique, doesn't it? So we came out of that road. By the time we got out of that road, it was running almost dead west, wasn't it? So we're now looking dead west, so it was running almost dead east, I mean. Right, so then off to the north, cycle path. And we've got the name of the street that we're on. It's Jachthuislaan. So Jacht, Huis is house, and lane is lane. So maybe yacht house lane, or Jacht is maybe a name. I'm not exactly sure. Then we've got a road up there, which is a dead end actually at some point. So that's off, still in the easterly direction, somewhere to a dead end. And then off to the south, we've got what looks like probably the biggest street out of here. So we'll go that way in a second. I just would like to read these signs. These are more informational around parks and stuff like that that's nearby. So actually, I tell a lie. They might tell us more than I even hoped. Let me just try and get a bearing. Okay. I recognized one of the names there. Utrecht. Utrecht is a big city. So look at that. Utrecht 16. Okay. Goodness, I don't know if that really helps, does it? Let's just write these down as well. So we've got Lagerwörsch 6 and Bilthoven. And I think that says 8. Okay, so not quite willing to go with that, if I'm honest, just at the moment. This is Park Vredehof. Park Vredehof. I am going to use a pen and paper from now on because that is so useful. There's an absolutely ginormous looking house in here. This is clearly some mansion with these topiary trees, this grand gate. So that is something to remember. We've got a mansion. I'm drawing a little mansion on my sheet of paper. Looks like a really, you know, nice. I mean, goodness, look at the size of these homes. So we're in a fancy area, that's for sure. Right, I'm proceeding out south here, and I'm none the wiser exactly at the moment, so let's just continue. See what we can find. This is clearly a a nice neighborhood. That's for sure. Okay, very good. Well, look, we've come to pretty decent intersection here. So what was the road that we were on? That road that we were on is the Regen, R-E-G-E-N, Tesselan. Regen Tesselan, ... That way. Now looking northeast, we've got a road. Looking sort of southwest, we've got a road. Southeast, sorry, we've got a road. And then this one here kind of looks like the main road, to be honest. And that's Koninginneland. Which way is that? That's kind of heading out west, isn't it? Ever so slightly southwest. Okay. Still not sure, still no signs here as to sort of what town we're in, I suppose, so let's get a move on. This looks like the town centre, almost. There were some shops, shopping parade. Got an interesting little bus stop here and so on. Let's go this way. And all I'm doing now is trying to find, you know, a sort of a... maybe not. I was going to say I'm trying to take what I think looks like sort of the best way out. And when I mean way out, I mean sort of out of the town, into, you know, onto a main road or some kind of street that we can have signposted. So, failing this, we will use those signs that we had earlier to help us out a bit. You know, we saw Utrecht 16, for example. Yes, this looks a bit better. That's Koninginneland we've come down now. Big industrial site. Still very leafy, kind of neighborhoody. Looks lovely. I mean, it really does. Koningsweg. Just writing that down. I'm going to proceed up here north. This looks like more of an intersection. Okay, now this is helping. We might have gone the long way around, but it's helping. We've emerged to more of the same signs that we had before. Okay, well look, let's just try and use this now to get in there, because these are, joking aside, more useful signs than earlier. We've got a main road here, and the main road is going northeastish and southwestish. Okay, and so to the northeast, we've got Hilversum, and Baan, and Soestdijk, and the closest thing to our south is Lagerwörsch. So let's get in there, and I'm going to use Utrecht as my reference point here because it's the only thing I know. And those distances are all in k's, obviously, which is kind of useful, but not really because you know, you don't get a scale necessarily on the map. At least I don't think you do. No. Okay, so we've got Utrecht 16 to the southwest. This is Utrecht. Okay. We've got here Hilversum in the other direction. Okay. So now we're just looking for, you know, the middle things, I guess. Lagerwörsch is here. That's sort of 5, and Bilthoven as well is somewhere around, but can't seem to see that. So maybe we're in Hilversum, but not sure. That's 11. Hang on, so that's That's down the N234 in both directions. Which is the N234? Okay. That's interesting. So does that put us more like here, N234 and then 221? That's the 221. This is the N234. So maybe we're somewhere sort of, I don't know, really around here. Because, now why am I saying that? Because we've got to take the N, I think we're on the N234 here. We can go one way to Lagerversh, which peels off, I assume, later on, but it's still 5k, you know, to get there. And then Hilversum is further away. And we've got Soitsdijk here too. Hilversum is further away and also on the N221, which is like the next road. So, does that mean we're around here? This could be it, you know. This could be it. Now, what else were we looking for? We had Koningslaan, didn't we? Those were the latest ones, and that might be the name. Oh no, it isn't. This is called the Biltsweg. Okay, so let's look for Koningslaan now. Might need to zoom in a bit. I think we're on this road. That's my hypothesis. I think we're on the N234. But if not, I'll soon be corrected, I'm sure. Koningsweg. And what was this? Koningsweg. Yes. I think we might be here. So let's back up. Koningsweg was going... Well, I had it going north-south, but oh well. Where was the next one then? The next one was Koningslaan, wasn't it? So do we see that? It wasn't that far away. Laanstraat? Koninglaan? Yep. Okay, we're backing out. Koninginnelaan, I mean. This is it. We came quite a way down here. Then we had Regentstelaan. Then we had Jachthuis Lane. Exactly. We're on here. There it is. Perhaps you guys were screaming at me there. So actually, what we've done, just to be very clear, is we've gone all the way to the top here. We've gone all the way down this road. We've gone all the way down this road. And we've actually ended up back at this intersection, whereas we could have just gone along there. Anyway. Now you know. So how can we figure out that we're right? Well, we saw this complex intersection. This is big old house with fancy gates. Park Vreedhof is correct, so we've got the road. Okay. Finally made it. Return to start. How are we going to figure out where we are? Now we've got this kink. We've got this kink in the road where it bears ever so fractionally more north, and I think that's here. So that puts us down there at least. We don't have that kink. That would go the other way. That would turn right. So presumably if we look behind us, we might see the road going left. And eventually it will. Yeah. There it is. It's going left, isn't it? Going ever so slightly left. Now these long straights are tough to get nailed. Let's just back up. I think I passed a house. Did I just... There's certainly some cars parked up there. In fact, it sort of almost bends left here as well a bit. Bends to the right now, of course, the way that we're going. What is this? That is a street. Definitely. No, it's not. That is a driveway. But will this be some kind of registered business? Biological... something or other. Is that this thing? The TNUT? Yes, it is. TNUT. Okay, so presumably there's a road leading out there. You know, perpendicular to there, basically. This is going to be a tough one. Why don't we use that, dare I say it, as our triangulation point? Can we see this canal down the side? It's on our left. We really cannot, can we? Okay. Why don't we see how many clicks it is to that, or see if there's anything off in the distance that we can triangulate against. What do we have dead to our south? Dead to our south, we've got some buildings, don't we? There's one over there and a collection of buildings out over there. What might that be? Might that be this? Or possibly it's some of those. Bit hard to tell. For example, it could be that, which would put us here. Could be this, which would put us there. Or it could be, you know, any one of those, basically. I think it might be any one of those. I don't know. Let's have a look at this Privestalen then. Williamshoeve Privestalen. See what we can get out of that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, do come on. Okay, that is probably the most helpful thing we will get. This is going to be hard. Yeah. I think I counted 14 there. I've already forgotten. Which would put us about there. 14 there, and then to the TNUT. Okay. Let me do that again officially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I was about 14. Okay, call it 14. Okay, so that's 14 one way, which just took us into the bend, I think, as well, didn't it? Ever so slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and would you believe it, 14. Okay, so look, close enough. Halfway between the two. Now, the driveways aren't marked, so I'm going to assume, you know, one is there and one is there. I mean, really, this is not easy. I'm going to put us slightly further back than where I am now. And there. Let's just do it. Please be okay. Yes! Oh! 12 meters. Really hard to tell. I think at the end there I was pushing it a bit, so glad I didn't spend too long. Well, it might feel like it to you, but it didn't to me. Nailed it. Happy with that. Please be in a town. It's not in a town, but this is okay. This is okay because we've got some, you know, complex looking things here, so that's good. Where is this? This is just beautiful. Oh my goodness. Tulips are just my favourite flower. Oh, we've got some floating heads. That's a bit strange. Well, look, we're clearly in some lovely park. Let's just triangulate. To our north, we have, you know, a path leading off to the right that bears north, and cutting across it here, it looks like there's some sort of, I don't know, train track almost. This is almost like we're in a Legoland or something, isn't it? Then bearing off to the west, we've got this route which swings up a bit, and basically south of us we've got a great big lake. So just amazing. Right. Let's go this way. We need to basically get to the... Oh, here it says, the exit of the park, to find out where we are. Were we just in here? Le Bosterweg? Loosterweg. North. Okay. This road runs north-south. Loosterweg North goes off to the east. Let's head south. Board slightly round to the east. We've got this building on to our east side. Lovely building. We're now heading southeast. Might be some signs up here. Okay. Alle Richtening N208. I don't think that's the name of the street. That just, I think, means all traffic, maybe, or all things. Kind of in a strange place here. I'm struggling to sort of place it. There's obviously some great big, I don't know, facility in there. It's quite gated off and formal looking. There's buses, obviously, tour buses. So maybe this is just Kokenhof. That's a building, like, I think. I'm not convinced of that. Allerrichten N208. That is not a street name or a place, I don't think. Might be embarrassed in the future to find out that it is, but the Kokenhof, this is some kind of great big attraction, I think. Maybe it's, the attraction being the gardens. Oh, we've just passed something there. Come on, give me my arrows. Yep. That's what I want. The Kokenhof ring. Oh, nope. Whoops, my fault. Okay, Lisa Centrum. Koken. Maybe we were in the grounds of the Kokenhof. So look, right, what are we looking at here? Generally, we are facing to the south. We're facing to the south, and then that road actually will bear round to the east a bit more, won't it? Right, and then what we're saying here is, as we approach this is facing to the east. In this direction, we've got Lisa Centrum. If we go right, we will end up in Leiden and in Sassenheim. And if we go left, we will end up in The Hague. These are all on the road, but the near ones are... These are all on the motorway, but the near ones are Hillegom and Haarlem. And we know that that road is the 208. Can we work with that? I think we probably can. The N208. We should be able to find Haarlem, for example. And Haarlem would be where? In the northish? Would that be roughly in the north direction? Now, where's Haarlem? We've got Leiden. Leiden is here. Here, Haarlem is up here, and we've got the N208. So somewhere down the N208, we're going to find what we're looking for. This is Lisa. Lisa Centrum will be the centre of Lisa, and this is the Kokenhof, temporarily closed. Look at this. The Kokenhof I'm embarrassed that I'm actually going to look it up, you know. We know now we're in this garden somewhere, so that's excellent. I'm just going to, for the benefit of those watching, if you are interested, Kokenhof. What is it? Okay, well, whilst that loads, let's get in here. Now we found Stationsweg is probably what we're on, and Loosteweg North is what we also found, so that's great. And it was just heading off east a bit there, wasn't it? Now we need to triangulate back in the gardens. Goodness, where we might be. So let's go back to the start. Now, this body of water is going to be critical. We are looking south on it now, so we are on the north side of that body of water. All these dotted lines now are going to be really, really critical. Let us try and figure that out. We're looking dead to the east now. We've got the path veering off in two different directions and the water swinging out away from us. I'm going to walk down the water. Why not? Because we see things like that little D, and that could help. I might not be on the map like that D, but we've got this beautiful sway, pathway. The Kokenhof Botanical Gardens, by the way, that's what they are. So, now we know. Right, and we've headed northish, that wasn't it? And we've ended up at this building, the Willem Alexander Pavilion. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, and there's a bridge over the river, bridge over this little lake, so that's fantastic. I think we're getting there, These little D's I don't think are marked, are they? Oh yes, they are. There we go. I think we're here. Why do I think that? Well, we've ended up at this pavilion. We've got this bridge over the water to our south, and we had that D, didn't we, on the left that swung away for us, and then this one on the right next to where we were. Let's start that again. Looking north, we can go off in either direction. This one swings away. There's a building there. Yep, I think that's that. So we, I think, have nailed it, and that is the little D. I believe. So I'm going to do one more check just out this way. It'd be stupid not to. A bit further on, and what do we find? Well, those link up. It does go slightly to our left. Link up again. There should be a bit more. We didn't see this last time because we did just skip ahead so far that we got ejected from the entire facility. So the road swings up a bit here, the pathway that is. And we've got two areas coming in sort of off and out. Yeah, I'm convinced of it. This is where we are. Back to the start, just for the final triangulation, sort of looking down on the ground more than anything else now. We're ever so slightly around that corner, aren't we? And just off from this one up here. Convinced of it. I'm going to put us there. Ooh, let's go for the guess. Fantastic. 3 meters away. Brilliant. Well, learned something new there. That's fantastic. The Kokenhof, also known as the Garden of Europe, is one of the world's largest flower gardens, situated in the town of Lisse, or Lies, in the Netherlands. According to the official website, Kokenhof Park covers an area of 32 hectares, and approximately 7 million flower bulbs are planted in the gardens annually. Well, would you look at that? Well worth a visit. Next round. Okay, a long straight road. Typical Dutch scenery here. Look at this. Interesting. Let's get a move on and see what we can find. The road, I'm just going to give myself a new page, is going north-south. Right. 1. Actually, no, I'm not going to be doing any triangulating at the moment, am I? Let's just get this out here. So then there is clearly some kind of options to go off to the east. Dead east, really, isn't it? Dead east. What do we have here? Can we get in there and see what those are? Emilord. Emilord, and it splits off, doesn't it, around this waterway. Okay, Emilord is going to be the name of the place, not the name of the street or anything, I don't think. Can we go this way? Yes, we can. That's good. The only reason I'm going this way is just to get a gist if I can see the road, if I can see the street name here. That might help us in the future, and yes, we can. That's what I'm looking at there. Quite a unique name. It's A.J. Knip Merayerlan. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Well, that is certainly going to help. That's quite a unique kind of geography of the road there. So that helps. Continuing north on the main road. He says, trying to continue north on the main road. Do please show me something. We've got here some more signs. Okay. So we're going to come up to a T-junction, and we've got the N351 to Espel, if we go left, and if we go right, we've got many options. Bant, Zwolle, Lemmer, Volvega, Steenwijk, and De Munt. De Munt facility, or some kind of power plant. So Bant, Zwolle, I recognise that name, Lemmer, Volvega. Zwolle and Lemmer are on the auto route away, so hard, I don't understand why they would be, but those aren't. So anyway, maybe Bant is the only one we're going to be able to go with here. Let's just get up there and kind of hope that there might be some more information. What do we have here? Pause. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Bant is the closest one. Okay, and that's on the N351. I have a feeling we're up in the north, only because, yes, Zwolle is here. I do recognise that. It's 38 clicks away, so not too helpful. Closest still would be Lemmer, for example. Where is Lemmer? I don't recognise these names, so I'm going to assume we're sort of up in the north-east here, because those are the names that I'm slightly less familiar with this part of the Netherlands than I would be otherwise. And Bant. Oh, I just put my thing on it. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that so much. That is amazing. Well, we found Bant. Good. Well, that's 7k away, so we're not quite there yet. And it says it's on the N351 to get there, which doesn't quite help us, but Emilord, there we go. That is Emilord. And I think we might be here, approaching this junction. Is that right? There's that funny road. You know what? A.J. Knippelaan. Okay, I think we found it. Well, we should be able to go by this canal and this entrance here to AJ. So let's return to start. Fantastic. Kind of lucky there to stumble across that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go right to the middle, if you see what I mean. 13 it is. Right, so we've got 13 north of us. Back to the start. Okay, now I'm going to look out sort of in this direction whilst I move down. What should we be looking for? There's a couple of things. There's an island. That's going to be hard to tell with this canal and all the rest of it. But we've got this footpath, which strangely enough, kind of starts there and dotted lines up a bit, so that might be confusing. We've got this house and we've got this river, or canal rather. So that might be the best thing we have. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 20. As you can see, it is not loading quickly. Let us just let it load a second. Right, here we go. That's 20 to here. 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, 24 takes us to there. What is that? That's not really a road, but that might be the footpath. And then, does it bend off in 2 directions? So, yes it does. 24. 25. 24, 20, so it's 25 now. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 or so. Takes us to this building. So that's an additional 6 to the building. 31, 32, so another 2, and we're on the canal. So 32 to the canal. That pretty firmly, so 32 to here, 30 to this, to the center line with this building. I think that path started pretty much right here. So 24 to there, and then we were up here, weren't we? So look, and it was 13 in the other direction to this road. All of this stuff is kind of a little hocus pocus because it assumes, that the car is taking photos at the right rate, and the car is moving at the same speed along the road, which it might not be. So a little hard to do. What I do notice as well is that the road is starting to widen here a bit, and we're definitely south of that, aren't we? So, which you can see on this map. That puts us a little south of it. I might even try and work out if we are by the tip of this island. Is that something that we can go by? Hard to tell, actually, if we were even really looking at it. There's obviously a canal there. What is this? Maybe. I think it's more in there, isn't it? Or is that it? That's hard to tell. We can see this other path ahead of us up here. This is like a pedestrian path, I think, doubling back on ourselves in from this. So that helps. Glad we weren't barking up the tree there. I can see that pedestrian path doubling back in here from this AJ Knipmeerlaan. Now what that means is this island and this waterway, which we think we're looking at, we are not. We are looking at some trees in here, and there's just a canal here, so that isn't going to help us. Glad we got that out of the way. Okay, so look, I'm just going to go for it. We said it was 13 one way and 24 the other way. So what does that mean? That is about, a third of the way down the road, which I think is what I am at the moment. We're definitely south of where the road opens up, but really like only just, it just sort of is there. It's not far away, so I'm comfortable being close to that, which is what I am. And I think, that's about it. 13 that way and 24 down to here, wasn't it? 24 down to there and 13 up. That looks about right. 24 is double the way of 13 maybe. Maybe we're slightly further down. Okay, I'm going to go for the guess. Wish me luck. Yes! Absolutely nailed it. 5,000 points. Look at that. 4 meters away, or 4 yards from the correct location. View the summary. Carving out medal. Well done. You have received a new medal for the Netherlands. Continue. Game finished. Well done. Well, look at that, folks. We set out what we tried to accomplish. We've done it. That is a perfect score in the Netherlands. I'm absolutely thrilled by that. I hope you found it worth it. I certainly really enjoyed playing that round, and we were off to a great start in The Hague with a place that I just knew, actually, just by kind of looking at it. So that's just lucky. We've discovered something new about the Kokenhof. Just a fantastic, beautiful kind of looking grounds, and the other places were fun too. I mean, I really enjoyed. Just that last one, sort of triangulating there and finding that the shaped road going into things. Lelystad was fun with the kind of strange, names of the streets and so on. And we were on the West Way, which we knew already. And what was the final one? Yes, here we were out a little more in the countryside, and this was a tough guess on this Jachthuis Lane, but we really, really managed it. So I'm thrilled on all counts, actually. I'll just zoom up to give you the summary once more. Yes, look at that. Absolutely wonderful. A perfect score. Well, look, folks, I really hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I have playing it. Thank you very much for all your support and for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. Do subscribe if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed already. It really helps. Thank you very much for playing with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.